Hello everybody, how are you today? Hope you're doing great, because I know I am doing real good. Today we're gonna react to a video called, wait, what's it actually called? I wanna see, Geography Now, Denmark. I hope it's good. Also, I was in the comments, quickly. Then it's just this. And as a Dane, I can confirm that we do that. We really do that. And then it's just me knowing a guy here, and I actually texted him about this. But I've watched it multiple times, but those times I was taking a break on YouTube and not making videos, so yeah. But we got most of the stuff in here. And I think there's a Fall Guys hat. I'm just gonna turn off the sound for the Fall Guys hat. Yeah, a Fall Guys hat. It's gonna be funny. Wait, let me just do something to this and hear me twice. There, I fixed it. What do you think? No, I fixed it. I can't even hear myself so good. Oh wait.
One time and bought a sandwich that was 21.
I'm actually gonna do it.
Remember in the Angola episode I mentioned how I went to Denmark one time and bought a sandwich that was $21? Well, this was that sandwich, and my reaction was like, $21? Oh, this better be the best sandwich I've ever had in my life. You got lucky.
It's time to learn geography.
Now! Hey everybody, I'm your host Barbie, Legos, Vikings, and Roll med fløjl.
Lego can be a touchy subject. It can, but it isn't always. Wait, let me get webcam on. Where is it gonna appear? Where is it just gonna appear or what? Where is it? I'm pretty sure I just pressed it. Yeah, here it is. Wait, let me just get this lighting. Ah, my eye! My eyes. I started scan. Oh wait, this is actually too bright, I think. Yeah, better. So now you guys can actually see me. Well, I'm gonna just say stuff can weird stuff might happen, and I might be needing to debunk a lot of stuff because I know there's some not true facts in this video.
We got a lot to cover, so let's jump in. Denmark, the link between the rest of Europe and Scandinavia. So much
Honestly, that depends, that one sentence.
to discuss. Denmark is classified as a Nordic country, hence located in the
Not Scandinavian though. That's only Norway, Sweden, and Finland. That's actually the truth, because Scandinavian Peninsula, Denmark is not on it. And Russia technically too, because they also have land in Scandinavia. Now don't go in and say that two of these countries that I just listed, which is Finland and Russia, isn't Scandinavian, because they technically are. They're technically Scandinavian. Technically more than Denmark at least. No matter how much you want it.
Northern European region, even though it's kind of like the southernmost state in the Nordics. Full disclaimer, ignore Wikipedia. I'm gonna pronounce the location names in their proper Danish context. So here we go. Denmark is made of the Jutland, not Jutland, peninsula that connects.
What? That's weird to hearing someone, an American, talking Danish. I'm not used to it. I'm a Dane talking British. I think this is a British accent, ain't it? Ain't it?
Next to Germany in the south, as well as 1,400.
Germany is Tyskland in Danish.
419 islands. Of those, only
Wait, I should not say that stuff.
443 are named and 74 are inhabited, with the largest island being Sjælland, not Zealand, which is not to be confused with Dutch Zeeland, which is not to be confused with New Zealand, although they did get their name.
I can't take it! That's too much information!
It is connected to Fyn Island, not Finn Island, by the Great Belt Bridge completed in 1998. The country is divided into 5 regions, the capital being Copenhagen, located on Sjælland.
Oh yeah, today's video was not planned to be this, but what I was planning on recording for today's video was about Minecraft, but because of the sudden server banning me for something I did not do, who just leads to me not being able to do that one. I'm sorry to those who actually want gaming content. I can't do it currently. I'm sorry.
Copenhagen is home to a myriad of historical sites, palaces, statues, residential units that are all the same height and style, with pockets of colorful, quaint, cozy shops and cafes, and dangerous bicycle lanes that you are not supposed to walk on. Now this is where things are gonna get a little spiced up. And by spiced up, I mean freezing cold and covered in whale blubber.
Wait, let me just... I'm rarely in Copenhagen. I'm more south to the German border, like... Not telling my address. Not telling my address, because that... Or the school I go to, because that would be easy to find my address. Not telling you. Not telling you. But I have people from... who I know IRL. The one who I think he knows my actual age. Not sure though. Wait, he actually knows my actual age? I mean address. I hope he knows what I mean if he reacts to this.
Denmark, for those of you who didn't know, is a kingdom, one of the last surviving ones in Europe, and is currently under the headship of chain-smoking Queen Margaret II.
What? Did he just insult the Danish queen? I think he did. That felt offensive. I actually can't confirm if that's true. I'll have to go on to Google and such. Wait, no, not that. I must... What? I did not know. I did not know, honestly. I did not know. Okay, I'll just quickly... I did not know that. I did not know. I really did not know that.
And these still fall under Danish sovereignty and make up the massive Greenland island and the little Faroe.
Well, that's if you call it is the Danish realm or Kingdom of Denmark. Denmark is kind of weird when it comes to this. There's the Kingdom of Denmark, which is larger than Denmark itself. You can probably guess why. 2 autonomous regions in that one. 2 other countries in the one in Kingdom of Denmark. The other one, just Denmark. The Kingdom of Denmark, a country of countries. There's 3 countries in it, which is Denmark, like, what's it called? Oh yeah, Faroe Islands. And that huge chunk of ice, which I don't bother saying the name of. Yeah, Greenland. I'm just trolling Greenlandic people now. That should be a new trend on that should be what I'm doing with my channel.
Islands. Both of these places are radically different from mainland Denmark. For one, Greenland is primarily inhabited by native Inuit tribal peoples that live on the island and is 80% covered in ice.
About that one, we don't talk about that us Danes that much. Yeah.
Year round,
we don't actually talk about our past too much, actually. Especially not like how that it went down, how it went down south in the Second World War. Actually, it both went down south as a saying, and technically also in real reality, it did go down south, where I live in Denmark, southern Denmark. Yeah, that went down south there, because the Danish army. I like how the Danish army literally still fought, even though their government surrendered hours ago. So, it's kind of weird. No, let's look more.
Faroe Islands are a conglomeration of 20-ish mystical, cloudy, windy islands that have this crazy-looking lake that looks like it's about to spill over the cliffs into the ocean. These 2 areas have their own self-governing home rule, otherwise only depending on Denmark for...
What? What's that building with the Greenlandic flag on? I want to see that in real life. I've never been to Greenland or Faroe Islands. I've never been to those 2 countries. Technically countries, but not independent countries. It's kind of weird. It's just as confusing as... What's a more confusing place, actually? What's a confusing place, actually, that is not Denmark? it can be kind of confusing. Oh yeah, the Balkans. Like, Balkan politics, kind of confusing to learn. But once you have gotten the grip of it, you know it. You know what will happen at some point. But, let's just continue.
Military, justice, currency, and foreign affairs. Otherwise, I mean, that's pretty much it. I mean, historically, they did try to kind of create an empire by colonizing parts of the Caribbean, Ghana, India, and then in the Nicobar Islands in the Indian Ocean, but they kind of ran out of money and ended up selling everything.
Let's not speak of that. Let's not speak of that. I prefer not to speak of that. Anyone saying that in the comments will have that comment deleted.
Everything to other countries. Too bad. It would be awesome to see people in the Indian Ocean speaking Danish.
What is that flag? What is that flag? I want to know what that flag is. Can anyone comment what that flag is, please? I want to know.
Plus, mainland Denmark is kind of like a fast-moving economic machine. Let's talk about how.
I actually want to know.
Now, when it comes to land makeup, Denmark is pretty flat. I mean, the highest point, Møllehøj, is only about 170 meters tall, and it looks like this. Otherwise, only about 13% of the country is forested, including the tree plantations, and the rest is pretty much used for agriculture that can produce enough food to feed about 15 million people. It's about 3 times the size of their entire population.
A lot of this is actually just dissing Denmark. But I'm just gonna continue. We have only 2 minutes.
Good for you, Denmark. But one thing Denmark is actually famous for growing is non-produce plants like grass, fodder, and Christmas trees. The highly sought-after Danish Nordmann fir has been classified as the Rolls-Royce of Christmas.
Also, guys, there's a link to the video in the description, I think. Just check. And if not, I'll try to put it in there after some time. Please inform me if that is not there.
Trees. And every year, investors from Germany, the Netherlands, and even the UK jump in at the end of November and grab whatever they can before it's gone. Now, one thing you need to know is that, like many other areas in the Nordic region, Denmark's weather can be quite dreary. First of all, Denmark is the only Nordic country that doesn't really get a lot of...
We usually don't talk about it. Don't talk about it. Guys. Zip. Not talking about that one. I won't like you talking about that.
Denmark is kind of like the mud pit located below the jet stream blocked by Norway and the UK. This means that even though it gets really cold, pressure systems rarely cause snow. This is also pretty much why everybody dresses like a J.Crew fall fashion line model on the streets. If you're gonna get wet and freezing, you may as well look good while doing it. Otherwise, yeah, I mean, pretty much the rest of Denmark is just rolling green plains with sandy beaches and quirky little islands that people like to hop over for camping trips in the summer. If we were gonna talk about Greenland and the Faroe Islands, we would get a radically different story of mind-boggling, captivating cliffs, bluffs, sea stacks, glaciers, fissures, icebergs, and mountains. If you don't know what a Mulan is, it's not this, but this.
I actually don't want that one that happens before this one.
This Mulan is large enough
I actually don't want to ever see anything with that.
to swallow a school bus.
But we'll have to save that for another video that'll come out in 9,374 years. In the meantime, let's talk about the people. Now this is gonna get really fun.
Oh, it's funny, means dissing the Danish? Oh yeah, of course, that would be what he does. What else would he do?
Denmark's people are really unique in their cultural, historical, and postmodern upbringing. First of all, the country has about 5.7 million people and is one of the highest taxed countries in the world. About 89% of the country identifies as ethnically Danish, about 11% are others. Some of the largest groups in the other category being the Polish, Germans, Turkish, Romanians, Iraqis, and Afghans. Now when it comes to Danish culture, there's a lot behind it, but in a nutshell, Vikings. Vikings pretty much had their start in what is now...
The important thing for him, Vikings. At least that's for outsiders. Like, if you go to the most southern region, it's more about the unification of that with them with Denmark. Like, yes, there's still some more places that is missing. Like, yeah, we don't talk about it.
Present-day Denmark, and whom pretty much...
Here down south, it's not that much as Vikings important as it is with like other stuff like the reunification. I remember it's the first thing I actually was taught in history about in school. Yeah, fun.
Much dominated all of the Nordic regions as far as Newfoundland and Canada to Estonia, which is why most of the Nordic states and regions can pretty much understand each other when they talk. Danes, Swedes, Norwegians, and Icelanders can generally understand each
Please just quickly throw the Icelandic one a bit longer away, because that's not really the most true one. I'd want that away quickly. Yeah, that was actually I think I'm blocking a bit of the Norwegian flag. I'm putting it a bit just below that. Literally just below it. Well, continue.
each other as they have the same basic linguistic structure. Sure, there are subtle discrepancies, but overall they can kind of get by conversationally.
Olen saunassa, jos jotain asia.
Granted, there's a
We will
saying,
never
the
need
Norwegian
you
and
for
Swedish
that.
languages sound like dancing fairies, whereas the Danish language sounds like a dude
What? No talking about this. No talking about this.
with a potato in his mouth. By the way, anybody who wants to learn Danish, full disclosure, it's gonna suck. The J makes the Y sound, the Y makes the U sound, the V...
What? No. That makes the yo. The Y sound, not the Y sound. I've never heard of a Y something like Y. Yeah. I've never heard any Y sound like that, so no. Never.
V makes a W sound, the
Well, that is technically true with that V.
R makes a R sound, the H is silent.
R.
Silent
I
half
know.
the time. A ton of the letters are never even used and don't
Don't talk about these. They're not. It's not really Danish exclusive.
even get started on A, U, and O. I kind of discovered a little trick though when
Him talking Danish just makes me laugh.
I went to Denmark. When speaking Danish, all you really have to do is kind of like pronounce the first part of the word that you think makes a sound, and then just kind of like give up on the rest of the word. For example, Copenhagen,
What? This doesn't sound good.
Nybroggen, Løvstrand. I'm literally just listing names of places in Copenhagen that I've been to. Honestly,
Wait. Copenhagen means Copenhagen, which you can make a meme about, which actually a joke about, which translates to by. Wait, what? I need to use translate now. Actually, Danish to English. Harbor. Yeah. Copenhagen translates to by a harbor. It sounds a little bit weird in English, but better in Danish. Copenhagen. Copenhagen. Translation's weird, but still too close to my brain to function too good. That's one of the main reasons I would be against moving to Copenhagen. I still love the city though, but it's just too much for my brain, the name. It's too red. I got a problem.
though you really won't have much of a problem getting around if you speak English, over 80% of the entire country, mostly the younger generation, speaks proficient English to the point where they don't even need subtitles when watching American TV
I just don't need subtitles. And I'm not that old, actually.
shows and movies. Also, keep in mind, Greenland has its own language that is completely unintelligible as it's an Inuit language closer to the indigenous Inuktitut and Yupik languages found in Canada and Alaska, and
Was that the Alaskan flag? Wait, I'll check. It's actually the Alaskan flag! What? How did I not know about that?
Faroese is pretty hard for most Danish people to grasp as it actually has more words rooted in the ancient Norse language and it's actually more intelligible to Icelandic. Back to culture though, Denmark has definitely left its mark, whether it's notable figures like author Hans Christian Andersen, philosopher Søren Kierkegaard, or whether...
How do you pronounce his name?
That's actually how you pronounce his name.
Wow.
It's not Søren Kierkegaard.
Søren Kierkegaard. No, not quite there. You could have been closer. You were so close, but not quite there.
A guard. Or whether it be the invention of the loudspeaker, or Legos, or their love of handball, their impeccable.
Danes created handball to my knowledge. Wait. Sweden? What? That was close anyway. To my knowledge, just false. But anyway, blaming everything on the Swedes anyway. Swedes never do anything real useful.
Architecture, love of cuisine.
Sorry, Swedes, if you're watching this, don't get mad. If you look more to like history, you'll know why I'm saying this stuff. Putting it up here.
Noma in Copenhagen, by the way, being voted the best restaurant in the world with plates that feature live ants and moss. If you're really gonna get a feel for Danish culture, though, you kind of have to know about janteloven and hygge. The funny thing is, Danes are kind of brought up in a social mindset that is kind of integrated into their subconscious, known as janteloven, which kind of translates to something like, you are not better than the crowd, which I know sounds kind of depressing, but it's really trying to instill a sense of equality and communal cooperation. Hygge translates to something like, spend good times with friends and family.
There's actually kind of no direct translation to any other language than Danish. It's actually kind of weird. Actually, no, Schleswig-Holstein has some people who uses hygge. Like they say that some people say, "Some vi har hyggen." Anyway, let's go back to video.
And it's like a cozy thing. Of course, Denmark is known for being ranked one of the happiest overall countries, even though they are also kind of one of the highest ranked consumers of antidepressants as well. But hey, they still pull off everyday life looking oh so good, even if it's during one of those really loud annual emergency drills.
Okay, Christine, explain what's happening right now.
That's actually kind of loud in real life. It's not as loud on YouTube as it is in real life, you should know that. But it's just so loud. Like, I've had such a big headache for these because of these sirens before. Kind of annoying having them.
Right now.
Denmark is testing the sirens.
Even here I can get a headache, but I don't get any headaches for the most part. I've had a headache of YouTube videos doing this. Wait a bit. Should probably cut this. Okay, we're back and ready to record the last minutes.
Warfare. Yeah, when we're being attacked by the Germans again.
I like the first one. The first country, people they think of is Germans. Even though the more realistic ones would be Swedes. Like. How many wars have Denmark and Swedes fought? Okay, now time for the next one. How many wars have Denmark and Germany fought? I know World War II is gonna be one of them. I don't know how many. Yeah. Even Danish war? Okay, I know that one. Also, if you think that these German states sweep their borders with kind of like Prussia counts, that's okay. Because for me that would count too. They literally took whole entirety of Schleswig-Holstein plus northern Schleswig from us. Danes. Which is kind of annoying with that having no land at all, basically. Love-hate relationship between the Swedes and the Danes. Can confirm that. Love-hate relationship.
Scared. I'm really scared right now.
Let's
Germans are coming! Speaking of Germans,
Good joke. Germans won't come at that age. Like, if anything, now we have Cotton on TV.
now we all know that one person we're all kind of jealous of because they're kind of rich, well-adjusted, and have a ton of friends, and they're like kind of good-looking. Well, that's Norway. Denmark is a little bit rockier. No, but seriously, for such a small nation, Denmark has a huge entourage of friends.
Don't talk about Norway right now.
And it's almost kind of hard for anyone in the world to dismiss them at a party. As a founding member of the EU and NATO, Denmark has had roots planted in
I said don't.
diplomacy for decades. First off, Denmark
And technically not a founding member of EU. Technically not. Really, we're more of a member who joined the EU, and it was called the EEC. We don't talk about that much, so but let's just let it slide. No need to update this video with actually having it right. And not say bad things.
generally gets along with Germany. Business between the Germans is a hugely integral part of their economy, and Denmark acts like the gateway to Scandinavia for them and the rest of Europe. The US and the UK are incredibly close.
Yes, of the rest of part of Europe, which is in Scandinavia, cut out and then make it walk through.
Both tangible and cultural imports have been established for centuries. For a while, the Danes even took over parts of the UK, which is why to this day the English language still retains hundreds of Old Norse-derived words like leg, dog, and window. The
Wait,
closest...
is that true? Is that literally true? Wait, is this true? Oh yeah, I do remember that one time we were in this pandemic, I saw a video about that. Talking about it. But again, I took a break from YouTube in the pandemic. But since there's so going on, there's not most of the world anymore. But there's going to be a pandemic in Denmark, which I don't enjoy.
friends, though, would have to be the Nordic countries: Finland, Sweden, Norway, and Iceland. These four are without a doubt Denmark's closest friends, even though Sweden and them have kind of had more wars and battles historically than any other two states in the world. They've moved on and grown up. Out of the Nordic countries, though, Norway would probably be considered their best friends. Danes are obsessed with
More like the Norway is the girlfriend and Denmark is the boyfriend here.
Norwegians, and often consider Norway the girlfriend they took away from Sweden.
You got into this, okay. But finally, public opinion. I'm just how I'm doing this video now, where I'm not taking a break from YouTube.
In conclusion, Denmark is the rich, rainy rascal that always seems to show up on time for every party, but somehow gets all his work done in an organized, efficient manner. Stay tuned, Djibouti is coming up next.
Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. Kinda interesting to learn more about my home country. Very interesting. I think I'm losing my sanity. Well, bye bye.